GHB is a depressant which has an endogenous role in the body. Its effects are reminiscent of those provided by alcohol, but there are some key differences between them. It's used in medical settings for narcolepsy and other conditions. For a while, GHB was widely used by bodybuilders for its positive effects on growth hormone levels. Outside of recreational settings, the drug is still used as a sleep aid by some people. The positive effects of GHB include euphoria, disinhibition, enhanced sex drive, sociability, anxiety reduction, and some elements of entactogenic effects. Its negative effects can include nausea, dizziness, drowsiness, memory loss, unconsciousness, respiratory depression, and bradycardia. Compared to alcohol, it generally comes with greater euphoria and more libido-enhancing effects. GHB's effects are very dose dependent. At low doses, such as 0.5 to 1.5 grams, it can be similar to moderate alcohol intake, providing relaxation, enhanced sociability, disinhibition, dizziness, and some drowsiness. With moderate doses of 1 to 2.5 grams, there is more relaxation, music enhancement, a greater mood boost, and more effects that would be noticeable to others, like slurred speech and impaired motor coordination. This is also when nausea and the libido-enhancing effects are more likely to appear. Strong doses over 2.5 grams increase the chance of not feeling well. You may be nauseous and have difficulty operating normally. At the same time, this dose range may come with even greater euphoria and pro-social effects. Someone who is quite sensitive could become unconscious with a dose under 3 grams. Because the effects will vary by person, it's always best to test low doses first. It usually has far less severe hangover effects than alcohol, with the most significant hangover including problems like brain fog and grogginess. Compared to alcohol and benzodiazepines, GHB has better effects on sleep. It doesn't notably infringe on sleep quality, but rather increases stage 3 and 4 slow wave sleep, while also improving REM quality. Sleep at common doses resembles normal sleep, whereas you may be unarousable at high doses. Orally, the drug lasts for 1.5 to 2.5 hours and has an onset of 10 to 20 minutes. GHB is fairly easily synthesized from GBL, and it often goes by the name sodium oxybate, an international name for the sodium salt of GHB. Endogenously, it's a metabolite of GABA, and it can also be metabolized to raise GABA levels. It operates at the GHB receptor and GABA B receptors. At normal endogenous levels, it doesn't appear to affect GABA B due to there being a high concentration requirement. GHB receptor activation actually brings about excitatory actions, so depressant effects are attributed more to GABA B agonism. The substance may acutely raise prolactin and growth hormone levels. It may also raise dynorphin levels, though the importance of that action isn't clear. The drug was first isolated by Alexander Zaitsev, a Russian chemist, in 1874. It was then researched and synthesized by French physician Henry Laborit. Laborit was investigating neurotransmitters and synthesized GHB as a GABA analog. During the 1960s, it was studied for the treatment of anxiety, depression, and other conditions. From the mid-1900s onward, it was used at times for sleep induction and as an anesthetic. GHB was used primarily in Europe for those purposes, and it was eventually replaced by other drugs. Use was more widespread in the 1980s. It appeared in regular stores and was used by bodybuilders who believed it could substitute for or enhance steroids. Negative press attention grew in the 1990s, and GHB was scheduled in the US in 2000. Over the years, GHB has been investigated for schizophrenia, PTSD, excessive sleepiness, and Parkinson's. It's still used as a prescription medicine under various names, such as Xyrem for narcolepsy. Accurate dosing is difficult when the drug is used in a liquid form. You cannot accurately dose without knowing the concentration of GHB, so a small amount, like 0.5 to 1 milliliter, should be tested first. Orally, a light dose is 0.5 to 1.5 grams, a common dose is 1 to 2.5 grams, and a strong dose is over 2.5 grams. It's illegal in the United States, and it's also illegal in Australia, Canada, Japan, and the EU. Combining GHB with other depressants like alcohol, benzodiazepines, and opioids is particularly dangerous, yet those combinations are very common. In addition to drug combinations, it can also be dangerous to combine GHB and breathing difficulties like sleep apnea, particularly at high doses or when another depressant is involved. By itself, the drug is unlikely to be harmful for a healthy person when a common dose is used. Issues can arise with combinations, frequent use, and from high doses. Unconsciousness is likely to occur over 3.5 grams, and death could occur around 7 to 10 grams. With high doses, coma, severe respiratory depression, severe bradycardia, and convulsions are possible. Unconsciousness is common, and while it's not inherently dangerous, it can leave you vulnerable and could be problematic if you vomit. Neurotoxicity has been brought up as a concern with chronic use, but research demonstrating neurotoxicity occurred in rats and so far doesn't appear to apply to humans. Withdrawal does exist with GHB when it's used daily or near daily for long periods. It can include things like anxiety, insomnia, tremors, and agitation. If you have any questions about GHB, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Support on Patreon is greatly appreciated, so if you'd like to contribute, you can head to patreon.com/thedrugclassroom. You can also contribute through PayPal, YouTube, or Bitcoin using the address and links in the description. You can connect with me on Twitter at Seth A. Fitzgerald and via email at thedrugclassroom@gmail.com. More information and links to references can be found on the TDC website using the link below.